Yeah, I think everyone knows where I'm leaning on whether we should have three players. So I'll come in last. Let's start with you, Lee. What are you thinking, Man United wise?
Yeah,
Three?
it's looking good for the triple up, isn't it? I must admit. Whether you would want to go all in on the attack, I don't know. I think you're right to dip your toe into either Maguire or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Just before the break, actually, Wan-Bissaka was getting, if you look at the heat maps, far more advanced. I don't know what happened around game week sort of 24, 25, but it started to push further up the pitch. Maybe there was a change in mentality there, either from him or from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So of the two, despite the fact that every Fernandes corner looks for Harry Maguire's head, I think I would go for Wan-Bissaka of the two. But listen, if you want to go three and you want to go all out attack, that's absolutely a viable strategy as well. As you've said, the fixtures look fantastic, and look no further than game week 33. Obviously, the game week we've got coming up against Bournemouth at home. I mean, listen, you and I were on the Scoutcast match day last night, Andy, and the game that I watched was Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Let me tell you, Bournemouth were absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. They made John Joe Shelby look like Iniesta. He was finding pockets of space. He was picking up balls in dangerous areas. And in my head, I just thought that is exactly the sort of role that Fernandes will be playing against Bournemouth at the Vitality in game week 33. At Old Trafford. So Bournemouth are away, right? At Old Trafford in game week 33. And Shelby got, he got, I think, one assist, but no goals. So from that perspective, if Bruno Fernandes picks up those pockets and causes the same amount of damage as Shelby, then he is a good pick and he's a good captaincy option. But what I particularly liked about the Newcastle performance was the creativity of Shelby behind the front three, actually. So Steve Bruce decided to put Gale and Joelinton up front together, and that really worked as a combination. And both of those guys getting in the points. And obviously St. Maximin as well was causing havoc down that side with the 3 assists. So there could be points all over. If you want to go all out on Manchester United in 33 and beyond, because of course the fixtures look good after Bournemouth with Villa and Southampton, etc., then I would not want to put you off that at all. Would not want to put you off. At the moment, I'm on Fernandes and Rashford, and I have a spot that is ready for a third Manchester United player. I've just got to make a decision as to whether it's Wan-Bissaka or whether I want to go for, I don't know, a Greenwood or a Martial or maybe even a Pogba.
Do you worry about, like, in general, all your eggs in one basket with three attack? Like, just because obviously they go and get a 1-0 or a 2-0 game and suddenly it's harder to kind of find points, especially when they got 5 attackers on the pitch. Does that worry you at all?
Usually it would, Andy, but I think if you look at, I mean, United have got the confidence thrown through that side is unbelievable right now. The way that they played against Brighton, it was just the swagger was there. The whole Pogba mentality, the way that he goes about his football matches, is permeating throughout the squad and permeating throughout the team. And even like Rashford is trying little tricks, and Fernandes looks as if he's got an extra layer of confidence if he even needed one. So ordinarily I would, but I'm looking at they've got the 3 things, right? They've got form, fixtures, and fantasy points. They are absolutely smashing it right now, and the confidence is sky high. So I think, especially if you're chasing in your mini leagues, I think going all out attack on Man United is absolutely a viable strategy.
All right, so before we come to Joe, I'm going to put you on the spot. You have a free hit this week or a wild card this week. You can pick 3 Man United players for the rest of the season. Let's forget about your team for a second. Who are you picking?
I would go for Rashford and Bruno and Martial.
Nice. No sitting
Those
on the
3.
fence. I like it. How about you, Joe? What's your thinking with Man United? I know last week you were saying this was the week you were going to start bringing more in.
Yeah.
Is that still the plan?
Yeah, it's still the plan. Yeah, I've got a Aubameyang. It makes sense for me to get Rashford. A lot of people have put off Rashford because a lot of people, they look at the previous match and go, well, look, Greenwood and Fernandes are the guys to get. Don't bother with Rashford. Then Rashford goes and scores this week, for example. Then suddenly he's the guy to get. No one wants Greenwood, and so it goes on. So I'm looking. I think so. I'm going to anticipate your question. If I had a free hit, I would in fact go for Wan-Bissaka, Fernandes, and probably Martial. If I had a free hit, and I had that, I don't have that structure. I do like Wan-Bissaka. He's on hold for a while. So I think for me, I'm going to go for Rashford to go inside Fernandes, who I already have. So firstly, is the triple up justified? Yes. So since the restart, they've got the 3rd best attack. There's 5 goals in terms of expected goals scored, that is. So they should have been scoring 5, so doing well. Chelsea and City are in fact top. In terms of defence since game week 30, bear in mind this is obviously from when we've restarted. They have the best defence in terms of expected goals conceded. They have 0.9, so they would have conceded 9/10 of a goal, 1 goal. and Liverpool and Wolves are the next two best defences. I've got some stats as well. I know everyone loves some stats. I've got some stats and I've got a picture as well. So I'll put the picture up on the screen. I'll go have a look at this first. So interestingly, I looked at home and away with Rashford. I don't even know whether home and away is a thing anymore. We've got such a small sample and there's no blooming crowd there. But if it is a thing, maybe they like the dressing room, maybe they're superstitious about that type of thing. Maybe it's the way the manager organises them and says, right, even though you're away, you've got to play this way. But the image that people can see on the screen is comparing the last two home matches for Rashford against the last two away matches. The last two away matches, he hugs that touchline like a piece of chalk. He is there. He's practically the linesman. He's practically in the crowd. He is just there. But then move him to home and suddenly he's drifting in. You see he's cutting inside a bit more as well. So those watching the game against Brighton will have seen a little spark of his home form in that away match, which was when Greenwood did a lung-busting move, racing down the flank, passed the ball. Martial, Rashford and Fernandes were all in the box. Rashford's run was incredible. I could not believe what I was watching. Usain Bolt suddenly getting in there. He could have been on the end of that. He wasn't. It was Fernandes. It was a sensational finish there. But I looked at that move. I looked at the home heat map there for Rashford, and I feel confident getting him in. Here's some more stats. Martial though, big chances total. So since the restart, he has got the most big chances there, even more than Fernandes and certainly more than Rashford. So Martial is a great bet. Lee, you mentioned about Bournemouth. I look at that and I think, I can't go into that just with Fernandes because I'm going to get from that match I'm going to be down. Because everyone's going to have Fernandes, but they're going to have maybe two more, maybe one more. I need at least one more. I'd love to get Wan-Bissaka in, but it doesn't quite fit, and we'll see with my team a bit later. I kind of haven't got a spot for a defender at the moment, and it would certainly create a bit of a benching headache, which I've already got a little bit. Wan-Bissaka I like, clean sheet potential, and factor in he's created 4 chances, which is the same as Fernandes. So you've got a great option there. Clean sheets, assists, bonus to add in if he gets both of those. He's a 9-10 point guy. So I like him, but cheaper and defender and not as sexy as getting Martial and Rashford and Fernandes in. But you get more bang for your buck though, I think, there. So yeah, that's my thoughts.